There's a moment almost every player hits, and nobody warns you about it. You've been putting in the work, showing up to the gym, watching the tutorials, doing the drills, and instead of feeling closer to good, you feel further away than when you started. Your dribble feels clumsier than it did a month ago. Your shot feels more awkward, not less. You catch yourself thinking the quiet, dangerous thought, maybe I'm just not improving. Maybe I don't have it. I want to tell you something that took me a long time to actually believe. Not just here. That feeling is not evidence you're failing. It's evidence you're exactly on schedule. And if you don't understand why, you will quit at the precise moment you were about to break through, which is exactly what happens to almost everyone who walks away from this game too early. So let's get into why this happens, what it actually means, and what separates the players who push through this stage from the ones who convince themselves they were never cut out for it. Here's the part nobody tells beginners. Getting worse before you get better isn't a bug in the process. It's the process. When you learn any physical skill, a jump shot, a crossover, a first step, your brain goes through stages. In the beginning, every single part of the movement has to be thought through consciously. Elbow in, follow through, eyes on the rim, bend your knees. You're not just shooting a basketball, you're running a checklist in real time. And that checklist is exhausting. Movements at this stage are slow, inconsistent, clumsy. Not because you lack talent, because your brain hasn't automated any of it yet. You are doing more mental work in this stage than you will ever have to do again. And that work is precisely why it feels so much harder than it did when you knew nothing at all and weren't overthinking anything. This is the stage where people quit. Not because they're bad, because the feedback their own brain is giving them, this is hard, this feels clumsy, this doesn't feel like progress, gets mistaken for a verdict on their potential. Instead of what it actually is, a normal, temporary, universal part of learning anything worth learning. Every single player you've ever admired went through this exact stage. There is no version of getting good that skips it. The players in the highlight reels you watch at midnight, wondering why you don't look like that yet, they had this stage too. Nobody is born already fluent. You are not behind. You are early. Now here's where it gets personal. Because understanding the stage intellectually isn't enough. You also have to survive it emotionally. And that's harder, because of two tricks your mind plays on you at exactly the wrong time. The first trick, you think everyone's watching your mistakes far more closely than they actually are. You miss a shot, you fumble a dribble, and it feels like the whole gym clocked it. In reality, almost nobody did. Everyone else at that gym is running their own private replay of their own mistakes. They are not watching yours. The spotlight you feel on you is one you built yourself out of your own self-consciousness, and it's brighter in your head than it is in the room. The second trick is sneakier. When you're still learning something, your ability to accurately judge your own performance is broken in both directions. Some beginners feel far worse than they're actually doing. Others feel better than they're actually doing. Either way, the number your brain is giving you about how you're performing right now is not trustworthy. You are not equipped, yet, to grade your own game accurately. That's not an insult. It's just where you are in the process. Trust the reps. Don't trust the internal scoreboard. So, if the feeling in your own head can't be trusted, what can? This is where it stops being about basketball and becomes about something bigger. Something a lot of the best coaches in any sport will tell you, if you actually sit down and listen to them, instead of just chasing outcomes. The outcome is not the thing that changes you. The process is. You want to be good. You want people to stop doubting you. Maybe you want to make a team, start on a team, be the guy everyone wants on their side. Fine, put that outcome up on a shelf where you can see it, whenever you need the motivation. But the thing that actually gets you there isn't the outcome sitting on that shelf. It's the process underneath it, the unglamorous reps, the ugly practice sessions, the days you don't feel like you improved at all. And built into that process is something most people are taught to run from, instead of toward: failure. You need to fail in order to learn what needs to change. Every clumsy rep, every missed shot with the right form, every awkward dribble that almost got stolen. That's not proof you don't belong on the court. That's the tuition you pay to eventually belong there completely. The players who make it through this stage aren't the ones with more talent than you. They're the ones with enough character to stay in the discomfort long enough for the talent to catch up. Talent gets you through the first few steps. After that, it's whether you're willing to keep showing up while it still feels bad, while you still look clumsy, while the improvement is invisible to you, even though it's happening underneath the surface the entire time. There's a version of this that plays out for everyone, on and off the court. There's a line most people live on one side of, where somebody else sets the pace, where failing in public is something to avoid at all costs, where staying comfortable matters more than getting better. And there's the other side of that line, where you accept that looking foolish for a while is simply the cost of admission for getting good at anything real. Crossing that line is not about being fearless. It's about being willing to be bad at something on purpose, in front of people, on your way to being good at it. It's choosing to keep dribbling even when it feels clumsy. Choosing to keep shooting even when the makes aren't coming yet. Choosing to trust that the discomfort you're feeling right now is not a verdict. It's a phase, and phases end. Here is the climax of everything we've just walked through. And it's simple enough to actually remember. The next time you're at the gym feeling like you're going backward, the feeling of getting worse is the sound of your brain building something it hasn't finished building yet. It is loud and uncomfortable, and it lies to you about what it means. But it always eventually goes quiet. And when it does, what's left behind is the thing you were trying to build the whole time, except now it feels effortless, because you're no longer thinking about it consciously. You're just doing it. So the next time you leave the gym feeling like you didn't get any better today, you probably did. You just haven't caught up to your own progress yet. Keep showing up on the uncomfortable side of that line. That's the whole secret. Not talent. Not some rare gift that other people have and you don't. Just enough character to stay in the awkward stage long enough for it to turn into the stage where everything finally clicks. You're not falling behind. You're mid-process. And every player who ever looked effortless out there started exactly where you're standing right now.